Kia ora, this is Sesame Street, a track at the Woodhill MTB Park in Auckland. This track starts at map station 1 and ends at map station 1. It's been given a grade 2 on the mountain bike parks grading system, and we've given it a grade 3 for adaptive riders. It's generally a cross-country track, lots of twists and turns, no notable uphill or downhill features, just lots of undulations. The track is on a fairly flat terrain, so hardly any side slope anywhere around this track, which means that if there are if you have any problems or learning to control your bike, the consequences of going off the track are fairly low. The track is fairly wide most of the way around. What you see here is what it's like pretty much the whole way. There are some sections where the track is narrow from where the regular two-wheel bikes are, but the bench width that the track is on is quite wide. It's a good track for just learning to control the bike around tight turns. There's lots of tree roots around this, which is a feature of Woodhill Bike Park, but no major step-ups or step-downs that you need to deal with. And there are a few small bermed turns around this track, places where you'll be able to get a feel for the bike on a bermed turn, and but with no consequences of what would happen if you approached that turn without enough speed, or if you were wanting to stop on the turn. There's nothing really that's going to go wrong. There's a couple of tight turns where this bowhead that I ride is at its tightest turn radius to get around them, but there's nothing there that needs 3-point turns or anything like that. There's no bridges or structures that you're going to meet along the way, and there's no jumps or rollovers around the track. So this is a really good trail to get a feel for what it's like to ride out at this park at Woodhill, and it's also the trail that I use usually as one of my first rides, just to get warmed up and get the feel for the bike with turns and braking, and before moving into some of the more challenging and faster tracks that we've also covered on this series of adaptive mountain bike videos.
Yes, that's true.
Just here we're coming up to a left and a right small bermed turns, and the track will allow a little bit of speed to build up as it heads slightly downhill. Because this track starts and ends at map station 1, it is it's part of an area where you've also got Daddy Longlegs that starts and ends more or less at the same point, and a great place just to when you first get into Woodhill Mountain Bike Park, you've got to get up to map station 1 before you can do anything. So both this track and Daddy Longlegs offer the best opportunities to find out what it's like to ride out this park, and know that you're not going to get yourself into any sort of major difficulties. We just went past a track junction there where you can ride this part that we're on now from the end of Daddy Longlegs if you wanted to cross the road and head on up. This is starts to climb fairly steadily on these electric assisted bikes. You don't really notice these hills too much, but if you've got people riding with you, then yeah, they'll slow down a bit behind you as you make your way up here. So a really good all-round track to build some confidence and find out what it's like to ride your bike on a mountain bike track, and a good measure for riding this confidently, and feeling like you've got your bike in control around this track before heading over to the likes of Trash Panda or No Vacancy or Tasting Platter, which would be, that'll be the next step up from this track.